we have an iPhone 1.
And then the most interesting play to me is even, smaller than that. Like if you're able to identify a market in advance, you can have fun with like 6s and 7s and
For
8s.
sure.
Like if you're able to really figure out that 2 months ago that Tiger Woods was gonna, have the explosion that he did, and there was gonna be a documentary, whatever that be. If you went out and bought 58s, you're
Oh yeah,
sitting in a gold mine the second that stuff goes down, and you're able to move 45,
yeah, yeah.
quickly.
There's no question about it, and that's a great strategy. Actually, it's a great strategy. I mean, I think Tiger is a great example. And in fact, this last year, we've seen a lot of movement in soccer. We've seen movement in golf. We've seen movement in boxing, in
Tennis,
wrestling,
yeah.
tennis. I mean, all of these areas, and some of these cards are not just like a 6 times return. Some of these cards have been like a 20 times return. Like a Tyson PSA 10 rookie card is probably $100,000 card or more. The Pele 19, I think 58 or 59 high grade card, I think right now is on Rally. It's going to go well into the 6 figures, $300,000-$400,000. So it is interesting. It's an exciting time to be a collector because I think their guys are open to a lot more areas and a lot more categories for sure.
Speaking of a lot more areas and categories, I know
Yes.
you just made the acquisition of you bought yourself a new iPhone, but
Yeah.
not the iPhone 12 or whatever the heck the new model
Yeah.
is. You went back to your roots.
So here we have an iPhone 1 in sealed condition. You can see there's an H seal there, an H seal in that it's a up here, down here, in the middle, make an H. And yeah, the iPhone 1s are first generation. It's an interesting story. I mean, there were 6.1 million manufactured, okay? But the entire iPhone universe now, there's been over 3 billion iPhones sold, okay? But the first generation, there were 6 million. Of those 6 million, nobody was really thinking, here's a collectible. So they were busting them open, of course, excited to have them, excited to, have their great iPhone. And here we are now, 13, 14 years later, and there are a handful of sealed product. And what I would say is, because there's not a grading service yet for this, if you are dealing in sealed iPhone product, just make sure you know what those seals should look like and make sure that underlying packaging is pristine. Because if it's not pristine and it's in a seal, while it may not be fake, it's at least one indicator that there could be some challenges.
Yeah, it's real. The second, I think you mentioned it before, the first time you told me, I was like, yeah, that's it. And it will be it. There's no doubt, like not both of us know, but there are these inherent concerns about the authentication of it. Because when selling it, it's hard to, like somebody like yourself, obviously you can just trust the word of, but for anybody who doesn't know you or, for other people who are trying to sell the exact same item or an auction house, like they wouldn't sell that without straight
That's true.
authentication.
Provenance is important, right? Provenance is important. Like if you want to know where this iPhone came from, you want to know who sold it, you want to know whether they had or whether they're credible or not. And I do believe that we're not long from having like a grading service for stuff like this, for electronic devices. I mean, obviously it's happened in video games.